let's take a look at a few words. And what these words have in common is that they end in quiera. And we've added them onto adonde, donde, cuando, quién, cuál, y cómo. So what we want to figure out is, well, what do these words mean? So, adondequiera, to wherever. Alright, or maybe comoquiera down here. However. Back to the top, dondequiera, wherever. Cuandoquiera. So we know the quiera means the ever portion. That's what we have in common in all these. So cuando, whenever. Whomever, or whoever, depending on what you're using. And cualquier or cualquiera, so we see that for that one, it could be either or, depending on what we're talking about. We have whatever, or you could translate it as whichever. Okay, well these are nice words, but why do I need to know them, and why are we talking about them today? Well, the reason is, sometimes with these, you're going to use the subjunctive, and sometimes not subjunctive. Okay, so how do I know if it's subjunctive, and how do I know if it's not subjunctive? Well, what we want to think about is that if it is something that is over and done, not subjunctive, probably preterite and imperfect. Or if it's something that always happens, right, something habitual, and so we see in the word habitual, we see the word habit, then again, not subjunctive, probably just present tense. The way we're going to know that we need to use the subjunctive with this, if it is something that will occur, I don't think that's how you spell occur, O-C-C-U, that looks a lot better to me, something that will occur in the future. Is that a little redundant? Will occur in the future? If I already said will, wouldn't you know? I don't know. Or something that depends on another action. Okay, well, subjunctive, not subjunctive, why don't we look at a few examples? So whenever I am thirsty, I always drink H2O. Is this going to be a subjunctive? Or is this going to be a not subjunctive? Well, let's think about our keys. Is this something that occurs all of the time? And the key word that we're looking for here is always. And I made it kind of easy for us, so this would be a not subjunctive sentence. So we would translate that as whenever. So when is cuando. So whenever. Cuando quiera. Tengo sed. Right, our expressions with tener. Siempre tomo agua. Present tense, present tense. Easy enough. Alright, let's look at number 2. Are we looking at subjunctive, or are we looking at not subjunctive? So whenever I arrive, they will start the party. Okay, so, well, we do have a future action. Alright, they will start the party. And is that depending on something else? Well, yeah, it's depending on when I arrive. So I'm going to say that this is probably a subjunctive sentence. And we would say when. So cuando quiera. And we use the subjunctive in the word, in the verb that comes right after this, llegue. Remember, it's a car, gar, zar verb. They will start the party. Okay, sounds good. Let's look at one more. So do we have a subjunctive sentence, or do we have a not subjunctive sentence? Okay, so wherever they went, I'm really not doing so good with the they bought gifts. Well, I would say that this is a not subjunctive sentence because it's over and done with. ADONDEQUIERA. So they went. Is that preterite or imperfect? Well, I'm going to go with preterite on this one. They bought gifts. And again, I'm going to go with preterite. So when we're working with the quiera words, adondequiera, dondequiera, comoquiera, cualquier or cualquiera, be careful with that one. It's how to say whatever, whichever, wherever, whomever, etc. What we want to know is sometimes they're subjunctive sentences and sometimes they're not. And what you need to say is it over and done with? Or is it something that happens with frequency? If that's the case, just say no to subjunctive. But, subjunctive, if it might occur, will occur, something in the future, or it depends on another action, subjunctive. Man, I like subjunctive. Alright, memorize these words. Practice them. Use them in a sentence. Maybe try to incorporate them into your next homework. Suerte.